Welcome to Let's Learn Jurassic World Evolution.
Hello, may I say welcome? My name is Dr. Ian Malcolm. You may have heard of me. Well, correction, you should have heard of me, especially now that you're here. So before you are the islands that you need to manage, if you can. The 5 deaths. Jeez, if only there had been 5. Okay, this is as good a place as any to begin. Isla Mantaceros. It's relatively stable. Yeah, you can get your feet wet here, and you should, because diving into the deep end of the pool is where the big, angry, hungry things are, and you want to be ready before you try that.
I'm Cabot Finch, Public Relations and Crisis Management, and I'm here to help you. You'll start by building a Hammond Creation Lab. We've already started on an enclosure for you. You should just attach it to the side. But watch out for dinosaurs. Just kidding.
Alright, this is Attica and welcome to our first playthrough of Jurassic World Evolution, and I had to just kind of be quiet for a bit because they talk a lot here early. This is kind of tutorial mode we were in, so they even tell you where to place this Hammond Creation Center. Now this is the lab where we will incubate all of our dinosaurs, and they kind of line it up for you so you can't hardly mess it up. And basically this part
Let's
out
focus
here
on what
where
you're here to do,
is where the
which
dinosaurs
is
will
create
come out.
dinosaur facilities on the islands we call the 5 deaths. Actually, Las Cinco Muertes, because Spanish is the lingo of choice around here.
Now again, we're kind of in tutorial mode right here, so there's not a
You'll
lot
need
of
to connect it to the pre-existing
things I
network
can do to
paths
plan.
and
I have to
power
kind of do what they tell me for a moment. So we're going to put a path. All these buildings have to be connected to a path
Now
in
comes
order
the
to be
real
functional.
test, incubating a dinosaur. You'll start with a Struthiomimus. Select the creation lab and pick a hatchery bay. There's enough genome data for your first viable dinosaur.
The machinations of the ambitious, undoing extinction, playing with nature's laws. What can possibly go wrong?
Come on, Doctor. You know we've learned so much and invested even more in our Jurassic operations since the last time.
Yes, Mr. Finch, yes, the last time. There's always a last time. And a next.
Okay, so now we're about to release our first dinosaur, the Struthiomimus. Nice little herbivore. And each time you release one, you get this little kind of a cutscene where the animal is released out into
The most
out of
precious
the
moment.
Hammond
Result
Research
of
Center.
incalculable actions and reactions, trials and errors, genetic mutations and unknowable combinations, chaos, all leading to a living, breathing, thinking being, an entity, distinct and unique, and now we, you, just manufacture them. So, well done, I guess.
Okay, so while we're looking at him, first thing I'll show you is if we go to...
The Hammond
won't
Foundation
let me
has
yet.
3
Never mind.
main areas of interest. Security, entertainment, and science. I've already nudged the heads of each division to reach out to you personally. They'll offer opportunities and incentives for you to be part of their team. Choose one of their contracts. It'll help you develop your facility.
Alright, so it doesn't matter which one we take first, really.
Dr. Dua. This is our new Director of Operations.
I'm aware, Cabot. I'm Dr. Dua. I run this division of our operation. Okay, you're going to need to build your reputation in the science division. Not easy with me around, but you'll manage. That means managing our dinosaur population and seeing that they are flourishing.
All right, so when you accept the
Contracts can be
contract,
requested from the division heads inside the control room. Complete these to increase your reputation and gain additional revenue to keep expanding your park.
okay, well, what he said. And they show up down here. So the open ones you can have up to 3, and they show up down here. So build, connect, and power the expedition center. So we go over here to our operations, and the only one we've got open to us right now is the expedition center. And we want to place this, now I am starting to look ahead a little bit. I absolutely want to have some space here. Eventually we'll run monorail for transportation from somewhere near the entrance, either here or here. So let's go down here, see if we can't fit this baby in first possible ground that will allow us to do so. I hate giving up all that space. On some of the islands, that space is just precious, but this one's not so bad. Okay.
So one more
So
thing.
you see that
Your
line coming
reputation,
out was
your rep,
where the
quote,
path
unquote.
comes.
Keep
So
an
each
eye
of
on
these
it, okay?
buildings have to be
If you
connected
have a
with the
solid
path. You see that line
reputation with a
coming out?
division, you're
We
more
run it
likely
out to the path
benefit
and
from
hook
them.
it up.
Financially.
And then we have to look at,
But, like
at the
life,
power.
it's a balancing act. Each division is vying for your attention, and if they don't get it, they tend to take it personally.
so you have to make the building have a path connection and power if it requires it, which all of them do except for the shelters.
People think money makes the world go round, but they're wrong. Contracts make the world go round, my friend. Obligations and commitments. Complete a contract and your rep with the science division will increase. Meaning you'll be able to take on more complex and challenging missions.
So we got a little bump on our rep, and we got some money out of that deal. Let's see if they're going to let us. Oh, good. We can go out here now and ask for another contract.
I've got an interesting opportunity for you to consider. It will allow us to work together to create life. Pure life. If you've been listening to Dr. Malcolm, then you know how important this is to us. And to me.
Okay, so this is our first mission. There is a science mission, a security mission, and an entertainment mission on each of the islands. And one of our goals is to complete all of those for all 5 islands. And this particular, the Matanceros, very easy to get there. You have to work to get these science missions on the other islands. This first one is kind of a gimme. So all we have to do is develop Triceratops to a 50% genome, and our reward will be $1 million, and we'll open up Cardio Strength 2.0 as something we can research. So we are definitely going to start that mission.
I knew you were my kind of person. Inquisitive, driven, and I knew you couldn't resist this opportunity. So let's get started.
Now we still have a
Together,
request
we can
for a
create
contract.
more authentic version of our dinosaurs. That means a complete genome. And I think you are up to the challenge. Don't disappoint.
So we asked for another contract. So we've got her. We've already gotten her. So let's work on one of the other folks.
I'm Isaac. I've been hearing good things about you. I'm in charge of the entertainment division.
We'll accept that, but
What
we
good is
may
the
or may
world's
not
greatest
take it.
show if no one sees it?
Or I mean, actually do
Don't
it.
answer. It's rhetorical and painfully obvious. What I'm saying is that we need people in our parks. Fill up our facilities with warm bodies. Numbers bring revenue, excitement, and opportunities.
Okay, so I'm going to the expedition map, and this, by the way, let me go back out. I'm hitting. I'm running on PC. It'll be different for a console, but I'm hitting the button C. I'm hitting a C, and that opens up our control center, and it gives us a chance to look at our ratings, our finances, the missions. Tells us where we are in our reputation, and any contracts. This is where we can go get new ones. So, and up here, it's very important. We can go out and look at our islands, and when we have others unlocked, we'll be able to move around between them on this page. And then here's where we send out expeditions. This is something you want to keep doing all the time. So we're looking for a Triceratops, and here's one that
An
is...
expedition
whoops.
center will allow you to send
Now
dig
we're gonna get
teams
help.
around the world in search of new dino fossils. DNA can be extracted from these fossils, which our scientists can then turn into living, breathing dinosaurs. And that's our true lifeblood.
Okay, so the expedition center, we send out on that map, and then when you see this sign, it says we have available teams to send out. In our case right now, we only have one team. So we're going to send them where these
Good.
Triceratops
Your first
fossils can
expedition
be
team
found.
is out. They'll bring back what they find to the fossil center for extraction.
So you can see they're running, and while they're doing that, we can go back and do whatever it is we need to get done. So here's the fossils, and we already have some fossils
Your
in
job
our
is simple,
fossil center.
really.
So we're going to
Create
extract the
dinosaurs
DNA
which attract
from these
visitors to your
fossils.
facilities, brings in capital, money, huh? Which means you can do more research to build better facilities and create more dinosaurs, and there you go. A circle of life, development and resources, nature and commerce. See? Simple.
So each one of these, based on its quality, will increase the genome rating of the particular. Like here's a high quality, it's 3 stars, and when it is extracted, it's going to increase. We can only do one at a time, but we can queue up to 6. We have 6 extraction slots available, 8 total slots where things can go in here, and you'll see what I'm talking about in a minute. So now we can queue up that Matanceros, queue up that Triceratops, and queue up the Ceratosaurus. So basically, you kind of get in this rhythm where you're queuing up all your resource. I'll show you what we can do with other things that will show up. And then our dig teams will come back. We've got less than a minute until that team comes back. And when they come back, we'll take other actions on what they do. We're kind of getting a constant rhythm where we're doing this. The other thing we want to do here, they didn't actually do it in the tutorial, but we want to have a feeder set inside this large area so that our little Strothiomimus, or whatever it's called, can eat. And we're also, they haven't shown us this, but we're going to set up a viewing gallery and put it in a spot where it'll have good visibility into our pen. And we're going to connect it with path, and you see this little yellow icon here. It says it's not going to get power. So we have power. Oops, not, where's our? We have 18 unused power, and we have a management view here, very useful, that says we have 18 available, 3 required. Now that 3 required, since we have available, means we have, we're building something that's out of the range of a substation.
To create dinosaurs.
So we're going to put a substation in over here near this guy. And I can rotate him a little bit. And I'm not going to get into all these little commands. These are easy enough to figure out, and of course they'll differ for the people on consoles anyway. So we're going to run our power line like so. Now we have a viewing gallery.
So you've got dinosaurs your guests want to get up close and personal with. The thing is, they can't. Construct facilities to increase visibility and keep visitors the right side of the safety glass.
Okay, so now we've got a place for people to go to look at the dinosaurs, but they can only see this part of it. And we'd like to have better visibility because we're going to have this whole paddock. We're going to have, the plan is to have herbivores in there all over the place. So let's put in another gallery on the other side. Give it a path. And I'm walking it over and hugging because I want to leave space in here in case I want to put some other building. And he's also outside of the range of the
I'm
substation,
Owen Grady,
unfortunately.
Owen to my friends. I've seen things I'd rather not talk about, but it hasn't dampened my commitment to the dinosaurs. The raptors more generally, and me and Blue specifically. We have a special relationship, like what I have with Claire. Less complicated. Anyway, nice to meet you.
So we're going to give this guy a substation. I'd like to put it out here out of the way. And again, I want to hug this as much as I can to leave space for a building if necessary in there. So now we have 2 viewing galleries and we've got good visibility out into our area where we're holding our dinosaurs. And now we need to get back there and see what kind of fossils we got. So we got a very high quality Triceratops. That's going to help us a bunch. Some more Triceratops. And here's the other thing we get. You'll get back silver, gold, chromium, items that you can't extract, but we can sell them. So that dig only cost us, I think, 75 grand. We can sell this for 120, so we're actually making money by doing a dig. So of course we're going to run right back out and do another one. See, it cost 75,000 for the dig, for the expedition, and we actually made money on that last one. So this is one of the ways you can make money and help your park. So there goes the expedition team out in their helicopter off to the site, and I think they're going to let us play now a little bit. So let's see if
The
we can
research center
actually
lets you
do some
improve your
things.
park in various exciting ways. New buildings, upgrades, and more await.
Okay, so, and this is interesting now. This is probably worth covering quickly. Your research is very important because you get upgrades to power, to new buildings, etc., and to all these modifications to genes, which you need to get higher dinosaur ratings later on, and also even to do some of your missions. And there are items that can only be researched if you have a certain level of reputation on a certain island with a certain division. So maybe Matanceros green would need a certain level to give us a particular research, or blue would need a certain level, or different island, different division. Hope you get the idea there. So we need to kind of pay attention to that and think about things we want to get. So if we go here and we go to research and see what's
We're
available.
making great strides so far.
One thing I would
believe
strongly
I may be on the
advise.
cusp of something wondrous, and I have you to thank, at least in part, for where I find myself. Now we need to incubate, hatch, and house our dinosaur. Then we will know if our efforts will have been worth it.
Okay, so what I would highly recommend is the first thing you look at in research or any medical treatments, and get those out of the way whenever they come available so that you don't get caught short-sighted with
This is
sick
Lambert,
dinosaurs and no
head
way
of
to
security.
cure them.
Yours, theirs, and mine. Welcome to the islands. So here's our basic conundrum.
So
We want to keep our animals under control while simultaneously encouraging instinctive behaviors, because these animals have potential as combatants. Look, everyone's fear object, myself included, is to have these animals running free and loose in the park. But we can't exploit them globally without taking some chances.
all right, so these guys will offer you contracts occasionally, and they're usually, some of them are pretty a gimme. That's kind of a gimme. Get a carnivore on a mission. So that'll be an easy one for us to do. And let's go back and see how we're doing. We've got 2 open, and we should be able to request a contract as well. And since we've already got the
I
one
know
with
you've
him, let's
handled
do
work
another
like
one
this in
with
the
him.
past, so this contract should be right up your alley.
Okay, reach 25,000 income per minute. Should not be a problem, I don't think. Where are we? And we're making a big 3,400 bucks with our one little dinosaur out there. Okay, we've got our medical research. Is there anything else we'd love to have right now? The clothes shop we can live without for the time being. love to have the power upgrades, particularly the output, because they can save we could avoid building more power stations as quickly. Let's see, what are we missing in this island? We do not have a ranger station or an ACE, an asset containment unit, and we really need that. So let's see, to finish our mission and get us a bunch of money, we got a Triceratops at 64%, so that gives it has a viability, rounds up, I guess, to 65%. If we did any modifications, we would lower that. So we're going to take a chance here and see if we can't incubate at 65. So we have a 1/3 chance, roughly, of failing on this and 2/3 of succeeding. So hopefully that Triceratops will go through and we'll get another $1 million. But you can see we got plenty of money right now. We need to just keep going with this. Where do we want to go next? What are we missing? Okay. All right, good. So here comes our Triceratops.
Our new specimens, dinosaurs, are meeting expectations, but we want them to thrive. That's your next assignment. Making sure our specimens are properly cared for. In other words, dinosaur welfare.
The difference with dinosaurs is that they have no point of reference to understand humans, so don't expect much in the way of thank yous.
All right, so one of the things I like to do when I put in new...
with great interest, and I'm a little disappointed that Dr. Dua came to you for this assignment instead of bringing me into the loop as she should have done. I'll discuss this with her later.
But I like to go up to this overview. It's
I
M
wasn't
on the
entirely
PC.
sure
I don't
about
know how
this
you do it
one,
on the
but
console.
you proved me wrong.
So we had to get that income. As soon as we got that second dinosaur out there, our income went right up because now we're attracting more people. See, we're up to 24,000. And if you look at our rating for dinosaurs, we're still a poor variety, but
I'm
at
Claire
least we're not...
Deering, and I've been on these islands before. On Isla Nublar, I made some mistakes, and I've tried to set them right. I believe in what we're doing, and I believe in these dinosaurs. Responsible management of our animals is key, as is creating a safe environment for our visitors.
Okay, so they're showing us our management screens. As I told you, we can, well, maybe I didn't. Here we can look at our dinosaur rating. You could click it once, see an overview. Click it again, it flips over and gives you the more detailed view. Same thing with your facilities. It'll give you the kind of, here you are, great safety, great capacity, poor satisfaction, which makes sense. We haven't put any satisfaction buildings in yet. You notice we do have 100% transport rating, and that's because everything that we've built so far is very, very close. Where are we here? Is very close to the entrance. Our main entrance is right here, and everything is just right there that people would want to go see. So we've got a great entrance, great transport now, but as we expand out, of course, we're going to have to deal with that and make sure that we still have one. All right, so what do we want to do? Do we have any more options for dinosaurs? Okay, we'd like to have a Ceratosaur, or no, actually an Edmontosaurus would be the next thing that would be nice to have. So where can we get an Edmontosaurus? Right there. So we'll send the mission off to see if we can get an Edmontosaurus, I guess I should say. And by the way, those of you familiar with me know I get uber nerdy sometimes. Seems like I always make a spreadsheet for every game I play. Started to do one for this, and I thought, well, maybe somebody else has done one. Sure enough, I poked around and found one. So let's see, right here, I will give you the link to this, but someone, his name is Smith RPS and some number, but this person has built a spreadsheet which gives us all the information about each of the dinosaurs, and the key things you really have to have are how many similar, same species do they require within a pen to be happy, what's the most of the same species they can take, and how many overall population do they have, what's the max they can stand within their pen. So what I mean by that, let me show you going back to the game. If we go back to the game, if we look at one of our dinos here, like the Triceratops, and see down here I'm going to hit R and it's going to show me his stats, and I usually keep that open so each time I look at a dino it gives me the stats. But you'll notice he has a health, he's got food and water, he's eating right now, or she, I should say she, sorry, she's eating right now. 100% comfort, and that's because she likes the area she's in. She's not fussy about grass or forest, so Triceratops are great, by the way, for that reason. And a population, this is the range that they could take and be happy. And social, this is the range of their own species they could take and be happy. And you can see a Triceratops is perfectly okay with just living on their own, so to speak. So now, we've got our mission is telling us to make a ranger station, which is great because we need one anyway. And we're going to put it in a central location because if you look at our land, we've got, this is going to be our herbivores. We're going to build out in here and put in some carnivores in combinations, as you'll see later on. And so I would love to have a ranger station right here, but let's see what kind of power we've got. We've got 10 available. And our ranger station takes 10, so we can build that, but we might as well prepare. We're going to put in another small power station because we know we're going to need the power. And we're going to use this space right in here for power, our rangers, and our asset containment units. And this guy is obstructed probably by that water, so we're going to do a little landscaping. Take out a little water. I'm not sure I understand what's in his way. Water still. So when you build a power station, you have the opportunity to first hook up the power line running out from it, to put it into your network, and of course it has to have a path connection. So there, now we'll have the power, and we can go ahead and build under operations our ranger center. And notice that this ranger center, even though it's right next to a power station, I think it's still going to come back with power required, because there's no substation down. Well, here's one. Ah, this substation. Okay, never mind. This substation, actually, all it has to do is barely touch its radius has to barely touch this ranger station. It'll be powered. But the next thing we're going to build actually is an asset containment center, because you need those in case you have problems, or if you want to move dinosaurs around, which we may want to do at some point. So let's see. Now you notice the asset containment unit is missing power. That's okay, we'll fix that with another. We'll put in another substation and move it out here as far as we can to maximize the distance, the range of these that these two provide. Now we'll have Rangers and
My advice?
ACU.
Take this contract.
When those pop up, I tend to
entirely
take them.
sure what a genome
Now,
is,
incubated
but if it's
Triceratops
new,
at
I like it.
70%. Let's
So,
see what we've
is it
got
new?
here.
Yes, then it fits the bill.
We're at 69%. So we need to look at our fossils. We've got our Matanceros coming in. Got something to sell. And now we need to go back and find the Triceratops again and get a little bit more at least so that we can hit our goal. Okay, so another key concept. These messages up here, they tell us that there's something wrong. In this case, it's telling us that we've got a building that doesn't have a path connection and we have two buildings without power. So why is that? There's something about this guy here. This connection is not working for some reason. Why is that? And I have to tell you, I don't know why that is. Seems to be connected to me. Ah! We didn't connect our power station down here to the path. There we go, that fixed everything. So now all our problems went away. Now we have working ranger station, working ACU, another power station working. Our power is in great shape. We have plenty of power to build other items. And we're waiting on our dig team to come back so that we can get those Triceratops. And let's just see if we can potentially make an Matanceros while we're waiting. We can. It's a little risky. Let's go ahead and try one. It's quite risky actually, but it's not that. They're not that expensive. Not a great rating either, but we will pump these guys up after a while. But we need to get some dinosaurs in here and increase that profit per minute. That's pretty weak right now. Now, while we're doing this, we can look at management views again. These management views are great. This one's power. This tells you where you have storm protection. We have none so far. This one tells us where guests need protection from emergency shelters. So in other words, it's telling us where's our need for a shelter. And it's really saying, well, actually right now it's showing none. But right in here would be a good hot spot to put one. This is telling us the visibility. How do we see? And it tells us overall we're at 50% visibility, which is not great. We'll fix that. We'll improve that later. So here we go. Here we've got some Triceratops. And that's going to pump us up over that 70, and we can create another Triceratop when that's done. And let's go out and let's keep working on that in Matanceros. And we're got our fingers crossed that this one goes through, and it looks like it's going to. It's awfully far along. Okay, let's release the Matanceros into the park. And this is a cool looking young lady right here.
This dinosaur, the Matanceros, was originally uncovered at a site in Canada. I'll let you guess where. The T-Rex thinks these are delicious, and who's to argue?
here you can see that the Matanceros is happy with the grass and forest that they have the size of the enclosure. They're happy with the population amount, and they're happy social. In other words, they don't have to have company. But this is a very low. It's only a 16 rated, so that's not awesome. But just the same, we're slowly gaining on our dinosaurs. In fact, we even considered okay variety at this point because we've got 3 different dinosaurs. We're not duplicating things. We are going to duplicate here in a moment, though. Okay, our research is done, so let's see if we can make that Triceratops at 70%. Yep, 74. And it's too early to try to modify, so we'll make one more Triceratops to match that rating that we want. And let's see, before we do that, we're at 47, and let's see what happens afterwards. And the one that we're making will have a rating of 32, so 49, that should give us a 79 minus any variety penalty we might, if the variety penalty changes, which I think it will, because now we'll have 4 dinosaurs, but 2 of them will be the same thing. But this will give us, I believe, and here's that hookworm. We already did that. We did that research on the hookworm. By the way, this first episode is a little clumsy because there's so much of this tutorial stuff coming in and kind of interfering with the play, but that's okay. We'll get there. We'll get there, and we're off to a pretty good start. So we've got a positive income. That's a good thing. We've got dinosaurs that are being fed and watered. They're in safe surroundings. We've got rangers to take care of. I'll show you what they can do. I'll hit the R key for the PC, pull up the ranger station, click on a team, hit add task. And you see here's one of the things they can do is resupply that feeder. If there's anything broken, they can go fix it. They can, if one of these animals got sick and we had the proper vaccine, they could go out and vaccinate the animal. They can even go out and take pictures for us. So let's release this guy. Okay, you can see he's still happy, and now we've got somebody sick. So this is just what I was saying. Ranger team had a
gosh, you got a
task,
sick dinosaur on
and
your
the little
hands.
red. We got
It's
the
time
red
to treat
indicator
it.
up here. We've got
Or
one sick,
what comes next?
and we can go out here
That's
and
gonna be on
medicate
your
this
hands as well.
TRC, this Triceratops. And one of the things you want to do is kind of learn how to read these. See how it says TRC-001? That's the first Triceratops we made. So you kind of, over time, you'll learn these initials. TRC, EDM is Matanceros, STR is the Struthiomimus. You just kind of learn them. And TR X, you can imagine what that is, Tyrannosaurus Rex. And it makes it much easier because up here, when you go up to this view, which I use quite a bit, to check on my animals to make sure everybody's happy and healthy, and everybody is except this one sick one. But if we can get out there and get her inoculated quickly enough, and I could have sworn I told that person to do that. And while they're out there, so I'm going to add a task to resupply. If they're going to be out there, they might as well do something useful. And we'll take a quick picture while we're out there too. Oh, and we need to keep up with our research. We need to the Ceratosaurs. Here we go. Let's go get some more Ceratosaurus. That's the next one we'd like to have. So if we go down here to our little ranger section and say, let us drive the vehicle, we can say we want to take a picture. And we
Can't wait
get
to
reward
see
for
that.
it. Not much of a picture, but it was a picture. And we can get one here with a couple of species in it, but we'll get penalized for the repetition. But anyway, there we go. Now I'm going to right click and let him go back to doing what he's doing. And you'll notice he'll inoculate the sick Triceratops. Shoot her up with medicine. And you'll see me a lot as I play go up to this view and then come back down. I just like this angle better. The on high angle, I can just see more. I know it's cooler to get down there and kind of get on ground level and stuff, but it's there we go. We inoculated and we finished our first mission. So we got a bonus. We got some research opened up.
This will definitely shift the paradigm. I can't ignore this accomplishment. With your help, obviously. That goes without saying. But under my direction. I think we make a good team. Let's do this again. I'll let you know when.
I've witnessed Dr. do a flail and
All right, so at this point we've gotten off to a
Now
good
with you,
start
she
on
believes she's
Isla
on her way.
Mantaceros. We've
Does she
got a
really
steady,
think she can
albeit
accomplish
small,
what
income
I
coming
want?
in. We've done some research. We've done a decent job of going out and digging up fossils and increasing the genome ratings of some of our dinosaurs. And we've got positive money coming in, and we've completed our first mission. So this is a good place to wrap up episode 1. I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it adds to your enjoyment of the game, and I hope you'll join us for our next Jurassic World
We're doing the
Evolution
improbable,
video.
and you're
Thank
doing
you.
the impossible. Thanks.